Hey everyone, the name is Kris Barocsi. Welcome to Guitar Tweaks. This is a really special episode. This is gonna be part 1 of my micro video series on the giveacaster, the guitar I'm building to then give it away. You guys can win the guitar. There's gonna be a second part of this mini series, and in that second part I will ask a question in that video and you will have to answer that in that comment section. I've decided to make 2 episodes for the giveaway guitar, for the giveacaster, because so many of you guys enjoyed my series last year I did where I refinished and sort of upgraded my bass. So I've decided to go for 2 episodes. First of all, because I can show you more of the process. I have hours of recordings already, even though I'm still not finished with the build. And the second is I didn't want to make one really long video. So this way it's more digestible for everyone and I can show you more. If you enjoy these videos, make sure to subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and don't forget about the description box. It's always full with additional infos, timestamps, gear links, etc. Without further ado, let me show you all the recordings I did up until today. I started this project in spring 2020 and right now it's like end of August. So that's gonna be part 1. You should always wear all sorts of protection if you're doing something like this. It's gonna be a light amber color for the back of the neck. It is time to put some white primer on the guitar. Let's make a matching headstock. As you can tell, there's a dark blue stripe following the outlines of the headstock, and that is a very fine, very precise masking tape that follows curves too. So that's why I used it right here and here. And the rest is just normal masking tape to cover up the surfaces I don't want to paint white, because yes, it's also gonna be Vintage Olympic white. It's time to paint the body Vintage Olympic white. This is the primer white, which goes under the actual color, and I've sanded it back so it looks nice and smooth and even everywhere. It's time to do this. Today is the big day. I finally arrived to the last phase of finishing the giveacaster. It was pretty much constantly raining for 3 weeks. Thank you. And there's something you should know if you're planning on putting nitro cellos on a guitar's body. Nitro really doesn't like high humidity. So if it's moist, if it's raining and you're finishing, your last coat will become sort of pale and matte and sort of milky, like little white, but not in a good way. And that's not cool. Maybe you remember my series last year where I refinished my bass and I was too impatient. Even though I knew what to do, I just ignored it and I thought, yeah, whatever. It's not, let's not take things too seriously. Yeah, and I paid my price, but at the end of the day, it turned out really good. If you want to check out the series, check the link here. Right now, I will put on the last coat on the giveacaster, which is gonna be my clear coat, but it's not just a simple clear coat. First of all, it's vintage tint. And second of all, it's this so-called weather checking finish, which is nothing else than sort of a vintage recipe where the nitro cellos finish doesn't have a lot of thinner in it. If you're using this weather checking finish right, you will have your first crackles within a few weeks. And on the back of the neck, I went for light amber. I didn't go full on amber. I've chosen the light version of it because it's sort of more realistic. It's not that orange, basically. Same for the end of the neck here at the neck pocket. This looks awesome! Oh man! Okay, I've let the last coat, the final clear coat, dry out for 2 weeks. So now it's time to sand it back, buff it up, and also remove the masking tape on the neck. Looking forward to this one. Bucket of water, sanding pads, let's go. I'm gonna be really careful with the 15 and 1800 grit because I don't want to go through too many layers of finish, but I can use then more pressure with the finer ones, like from 3600 up to 12,000. I will, of course, have to press it more to have that buffed up sort of shine. Fun fact, I didn't start building the giveacaster from the scratch for this build process. I found the neck and the body quite some time ago, put them aside, and they were just waiting for the day for my next guitar project or whatever. The fun fact part of this story is that it's a Harley Benton SD style guitar kit. I just had to open up a few to check stuff in the workshop, and I found this body and neck. I checked them out. The weight was ridiculous. They're so light, and a nice maple neck with I'm not sure if it's amaranth because it's a little older. Maybe at that time it was still blackwood fretboard, but it looks really nice, dead straight. The fret job is awesome. And the body is built out of Meranti. Meranti is a sort of an affordable Asian wood type. You'll see Meranti on many guitars from many brands. It's not a really fancy wood because it's not the most pretty wood, But when I had this body in my hand with the weight and the resonances and everything, there are ways to find out if a guitar body will work or if it just doesn't sound any good and is dead and will kill the sustain of the guitar. And I fell in love with both the neck and the body, so I had to buy it immediately and just put it aside. And then all of a sudden, I was shortly before hitting 10,000 subscribers, and I was like, oh man, let's do this. Let's make this big. Let's build a guitar and give it away. It's gonna be awesome. Recording session number 100. It's time to tint the neck. I will make it a little darker. I have some nice walnut stain here. I also have to take care of these lines where the finish ends and yeah, stain this part obviously. Okay, I'll let this dry now and start with relicking the metal parts. If you're doing anything like this and you're using chemicals, make sure that there's proper air circulation, proper ventilation in the room you're in, or just do it outside because these things are not funny. I'm putting these metal parts into this ferric chloride solution, but it's really aggressive, so you should not overdo it. I don't want this chemical to get inside the machine heads because I don't want them to rust inside. So what I do instead is put some sort of a tissue on top. With that, the fluid stays on top of these locking wheels on the machine heads. It's interesting how warm this is due to the reaction with metal. What I have here is the decal. This is a decal paper where you print your decal or whichever logo on. Then you have to put a thin layer of acrylic finish on it. And then when that's dry, you can cut it out and make it wet, peel it off, put it on the surface you want to put it on, which is going to be the headstock, obviously. And then you're good to go. This is the old school method. Fender used back in the days as well, and quite a few brands, sort of vintagey kind of brands, use it still to this day. And that's what I did on my other guitars too. I love the looks of it, so I'll stick to that. And here's the body. It's buffed up already. It has some crackles already. I'll show you some close-ups. And some parts are more yellow than the others. This is already a part of the finished looks, basically. And that's something that happens with white guitars anyhow. So I went for that while I was buffing it up. And now it's time to relic it. Let's go. I'm gonna do this pretty rough at the beginning and sort of finalize the little crackles at the end to have a better workflow, I guess. It's just faster this way. It's really hard to decide at the beginning where to scratch and what to do. Some parts are obvious, like here under the arm, of course, and some edges and whatever around the jack and the bottom of the guitar. But some places are not that obvious, and it's like, should I or should I not? Yeah, it's fun. And back in the studio. So this is the guitar in its current state. There's some relic job being done already. It's obviously finished and buffed up, and it has crackles, and it's not completely done, but it's pretty close. Here's the neck, which is pretty much done. All I need to do is put on the decal and maybe make this a little darker with some oil and ash. You have to oil it anyhow because there's no finish on this part of the neck. So that's gonna be something to look forward to. And great news, fresh news. These guys just arrived today in front of my house door. These are bare knuckle boot camp true grit pickups, 2 Strat pickups. Let me show you. There goes a pick. I wanted to have 2 neck pickups because I didn't want to have the reverse wound, reverse polarity thing happening between the neck and the middle pickup. I do believe that this reverse wound, reverse polarity thing changes the frequencies and the EQ of that position 4, and I prefer it without. So that's what this will give me. And this is a Telecaster bridge pickup. Again, bootcamp, true grit, tele bridge pickup. I'm so looking forward to putting all these pickups into this pickguard, which is one of the old pickguards of my Strat, and I had it carved already for the tele bridge pickup. I have the high quality CDS pots and proper 5-way with an orange drop capacitor on it. So I'll throw these pickups in there. Oh, and by the way, how awesome is this custom built skateboard deck? It's sick. One of my viewers built my board. Hey, Pascal. He offered to build me a custom board if I send, the logo and everything. And then we started chatting and everything. And he built me this board. It's ridiculous. If you're into any kind of skateboarding, make sure to check him out. This is his Instagram contact. Such a friendly guy and sick. I mean, come on. Cannot wait to put trucks on this thing. You guys take it easy. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you very soon.